Production.
Yo, what is poppin'? So we're looking at Cipher mining here. We're gonna get a little bit more of an in-depth breakdown. Funny to mention, this does look very similar to Hive, if you're looking at it from like a technical perspective on the charts. Anyways, we're gonna get right into this. First thing I notice that I love the most about this stock, aside from the fact that it's a Bitcoin miner, okay, this volume coming in around this range is very, very interesting. Why I say that is because we're getting strong accumulation volume patterns, and it's still stuck kind of in this box here, right? So we have this clear resistance, clear support, right? So $2.23, you can call it $2.30, right? This zone has been a major support, right? It was a previous resistance turned into support, and it's been a support for essentially most of 2023, right? Pretty much all of 2023 up until now, it's acted as support. And this zone up here, you could kind of change it, right? So we'll mark this out, $2.30, right? That area, clear support. And around this area, you're starting to see large volume coming in, right? Ever since, call it November 2023, you're starting to see large volume coming into this stock, right? The resistance we're battling with, we'll put it as a zone right in between $4 and call it maybe $5.50, right? So what we want to see happen here, okay, and what is happening, okay? So what is happening at this range? In very simple terms, what's happening here is there's an X amount of shares that are available at this range, okay? Right now, currently, there is an outstanding amount of shares versus the demand, right? So the supply of shares here is greater than the demand of shares here. Now, I think that's going to flip within the next few weeks and potentially months when we're looking at a lot of these Bitcoin miners, right? So a lot of them, similar situation. We're floating around a resistance level. Now, with Bitcoin's price poised to increase, for example, BlackRock's ETF is, the numbers are kind of staggering, but they're scooping somewhere around $500 million or something like that. I think that's correct. $500 million a day, right? That's kind of nuts, right? $500 million worth of Bitcoin a day. Like, pretty soon, man, this number is going to start to rocket. And in return, if we start to see Bitcoin's price exponentially increase, it's going to cause a trickle effect with the miners, right? Some of these miners, some of the crypto equities, they're all going to want to play catch up here, right? So when we look at, for example, this stock, we go to the weekly time frame and we look back, like, this stock looks like it's more poised to go up than it is down. Why I say that? There's not much resistance above here. Like, look how much time this stock has hung around $5. It really hasn't hung around $5 much. So Cipher mining is the setup here is so interesting, actually, when you start to look at it. So what I would expect to potentially happen, right? There's kind of two different scenarios, and it's hard to say because I could be wrong on both of them. But what we could potentially see is another period of time for maybe a few weeks where we spend some time just coiling up in this zone from $4 to $4.50, right? This resistance before we get that breakout, right? That could potentially happen. We could also see something freaky happen where, for example, a lot of these Bitcoin miners say Bitcoin, for whatever reason, the next few weeks goes parabolic. If we see $100,000 Bitcoin in the next 8 to 12 weeks, right? What's going to happen to the miners? Well, they're going to probably play catch up. So once this breaks, right, once this zone here, once it breaks, it's pretty close to $10. I don't think there's much above this that we're going to see like a major like resistance, right? So you could check that by looking at the volume profile. Like all the resistance here is sitting at 411. We've already ate up most of the shares down here. Most of the shares being traded were around $3, 280 to $3. Now what we're seeing is the next range is this $4 zone. So right around here, just like we kind of had it highlighted, right? Let's put on the volume profile again. Right around this zone is the last little wave of resistance that we're going to see. And above that, man, things could get absolutely nuts here. So, again, to cap off this video, I like the setup here. Weekly perspective, this is what we're looking at. Strong move here in Cipher mining from December 2022 to July 2023. Okay, pretty much a 10x. Okay, it then takes several months here, right, from July 2023 up until the next few weeks. It's been going sideways, creating a clean box. We like that, right? So this could be looked at as a monthly bull flag. And when you look at the monthly bull flag, right, this target could take us right up to 11, potentially even higher. Great chart. I forget exactly who brought this up, but it looks great. So that's my breakdown from what I see from like a technical perspective. Peace, guys.